Okay guys, welcome to my first video on the channel. So basically I've decided I wanted to make some content. I've always been a bit of a gamer for a while. Big into my Football Manager, which might give away with the title of this first few series that we're going to do. I'm looking to do a few other things as well, different games. So obviously as we start to grow, any interest, anything that you guys want to see me potentially playing, then just obviously comment in the section. Obviously I'll take a judge by the likes and dislikes depending on who's into these videos and such. But so what we're going to do today, we're going to go into my Valencia save, which I started a couple of weeks ago. I have done the first season, so I'm a bit annoyed that I've decided to do content now when I could have potentially started that with this, but hey ho, I'm gonna keep going with it. So if that's all right with everyone, I don't see why it would be an issue. But so what we'll do for the first video, we'll just do a quick intro. So my name's Craig. I live in Gloucester. Other than that, nothing really you need to know. I'm a quite chilled guy. Big Manchester United supporter. Funny enough, I never seem to do any Man United series, but obviously that could potentially change depending on the interest in it. I sort of tend to go for the mid-table sort of teams and look to build them, and it becomes a bit more of a challenge. So, yeah, so it should be good. Looking forward to it. First time doing this, so any blunders or mess-ups I make, feel free to point them out. So I don't really care really too much. We can obviously work through that and then get on. So what we'll do a quick catch-up on what happened last season in the Spanish First Division. So obviously that's the other thing. I've played Football Manager since I think the first one I had was 2004. Very long time ago. Done many series, seasons even. Sorry, and just thought finally it'd be quite good to actually capture what I've done, because that's a long time and there's a lot of things I've done, and then all of a sudden you remember these things that come to your mind and you think, oh my god, do you remember when I did that with Barcelona, or when I did that say with like Tottenham Hotspur? So always it's interesting, that's for sure. So at least doing this sort of thing, I'll be actually to capture what I've done, and also sharing my experience with you guys. I'm not looking to do too many long videos, unless again depending on popularity. Obviously this is the first video, so I doubt anyone's going to watch it, and I'll be lucky to even get 10 views. But hey ho, I'm still going to do it. So as you can see, this is the current season. So Barcelona actually were the champions last year. So what we're just going to quickly do is we're going to just go into the Spanish First Division. Going to go on to, I forget where it is now. It's always good when you're doing your first video. You always forget where you're supposed to be going. Spanish First Division. There we go. History, of course. So. Again, not what I wanted. I've forgotten where it is. Great start, Craig. Well done. I'm sure everyone's going to be like, you idiot, it's in the top right-hand corner. There we go. So last season, Barcelona quite comfortably, as you can see, won the league, winning 30 of their 38 games. And as you can see, we took 4th position. Not too badly. 7 points away from Europa. Got Champions League, which is good. So 20 wins. I mean, if you look at the 10 losses, minus the Malaga one at the end of the season, which was it was a nothing game really. You can see like we've done quite well against the bigger teams around us, just not too well against the big top teams, i.e. Real Madrid and Barcelona. As you can see, we got absolutely annihilated by Barcelona at the Nou Camp 4-0, and then narrowly lost at home 2-1. And then obviously got thumped again by Real Madrid twice, 3-1 and 4-0. So obviously that's where we need to make the improvements and look to where we need to start challenging and being a little bit more consistent. Got some big wins though. We obviously just bring those up. So we got a hell of a match against Atletico last season. We won 4-3. It was a really good match to be part of. So yeah. So obviously last season, not a bad start. Obviously, the other thing as well, cup-wise, we actually won the League Cup as well, which was quite happy with. I mean, it was expected after we got through to I think quite most of the bigger teams got sort of knocked out quite early on. So it left us with a little bit of wiggle room. just quickly go up to that, just show you that, guys, that. I'm sure there's probably an easier way of doing it than what I've just done, but you know, again, not really one to keep going back and look through old records. I keep focusing on going forward, so it's not something I do too often. And obviously that's for this season now, so not what I really wanted. Let's just go back to fixtures. Obviously, it's quite interesting actually trying to talk what you're doing when normally you're just doing it. So I'm sure anyone that's played Footy Manager, you obviously there's certain points when you potentially talk to yourself, but you don't really say it out loud. So it's a little bit different. So if there's any awkward silences, then that would be partly the reason for it, because I'm sort of not too used to talking whilst playing on games. Okay then. So we might as well just quickly go through it as we've got this loaded up. So as you can see, we started the season pretty inconsistent, to say the least. I had both had Barcelona and Real Madrid after each other, which wasn't the best, but obviously after that we went on a bit of a run, as you can see from where we beat Eibar. That's another thing I'll just say. I'm not the best at pronunciation, so bear with me if I come up with saying a player wrong or a team name wrong, because that happens quite a lot. And if you know if you ever get to know any of my friends, they are constantly the ones to rim me about it. They're going, "Why would you get to know my friends?" It could happen. There potentially maybe some collaboration later on, depending on what we sort of look to play on. Yeah, as you can see, Spanish Cup wasn't too. We had a decent little run. Best performance we had was against Sevilla over the 2 legs, where we got a 1-0 away win and then absolutely destroyed them at home 5-6-2. And then Villarreal we beat in the next game, a bit of a tight affair, but got through that. Levante we annihilated, in all honesty, and then we got to the final and 1-2-1, which was expected. We did put ourselves on the back foot a little bit, so as you can see, success score on the 11th minute, and then we had to fight back with Polish and Wilshire. So I guess going on to that now, I best show you the transfers that we pulled in last season. Just quickly go on that. There you go. So as you can see, a total of only spending 21 million, and we got 52 million back. So we made a few. I mean, the most money came from Pereiro, who went to Barcelona in the January transfer. Bit annoying, but we did bring Andre Gomez back on loan for the season. Bit of fun. That was more bringing Kaká back on just for a free transfer, just for a bit of fun. Didn't really play that much. Again, carry on as well. We brought him back on a free transfer. Wilshire, who brought in January for 10 mil. Curitan, being really good, bringing a really good youngster. I've got him on 2-year loan, so he will feature this season. And yeah, you can see I didn't make too many marquee signings. Not had a massive budget to work with, but we did what we could. So let's just quickly move on to this season, what we're working with. So we had a little bit more cash this season. So actually, when we put the Andre Gomez offer in, we had the option to buy him as well. So I put a future fee on him, and I've done that now. Also, this young striker Maximilio Gomez looks pretty decent from Celta Vigo for 8 mil. And then because we lost, carry on to PSG. 27 million, which was a bit of annoying, but that was his minimum release clause. We've had to obviously cover those fullback positions, which I've done with bringing on Matteo Darmian and De Chilio, both on loan. De Chilio can also play left back, and I think Darmian can as well. Not 100% sure, can't quite remember. Yeah, so got versatility there, which is good. And Nico Sansu as well on loan as well. So again, we haven't spent too much, but again, what we spent is what we made in the transfer market as well. So as you can see, Valencia not exactly strapping with cash, although having quite a good first season, but they got a few developments going on as well. We've got the youth centre and the youth facilities, and what's the other one called? The training facilities being upgraded, so they spent a bit of money on that, which is good. So I hope you get some decent youngsters coming through. So just quickly look at the squad. So there we go. There's the team in all its glory for you. So I am one of that type of people that tends to have 2 people to each position, and then a few extras here and there. So you obviously got, as you can see, Neto in goal as my first team player. Then you got players like Paulista. He's Murier. Don't know if that's how you say it, but oh well. He's joining permanently soon as well, but that was obviously already embedded into the game. Jose Gaia and Lato have been pretty decent, good last season. Both injured though to start this season, which isn't great. But luckily, obviously having Deshido, and they're not out for that long, so it's not too bad. Just scroll a little bit further down. So Carlos Solo has been really good. Stepped into when Pereira left. He's stepped up, which was good because I needed it because Andre Gomez wasn't quite doing what I wanted, and obviously we brought in the backup of Jack Wilshere, who took a little while to settle into the club, but he did pretty decently last season. I want to say. Just quickly, so in the end, last season he played. I can't remember if that includes. I'm assuming that. Oh yeah, that is just his appearances for us. So he played 15 games, scored twice, got 6 assists, and got an average rating of just over 7. So not amazing, but he did sort of step it up. Took him, I think it was at least a month a bit to sort of embed him into the team, but he stepped up. Again, so Rodrigo, probably my star man from last season. As you can see, not valued at much either, so it's a bit. No one's luckily come in for him yet. But he wasn't the first team player to start with, so hence only making 30 appearances. So yeah, a return of 24 goals, 12 assists, 6 man of the matches. Pretty decent. Can't really complain with that. And the shock of last season was actually the young Italian, which way have we gone? Curitin from AC Milan on loan. Again, he's potentially someone I'm looking to potentially sign on a permanent basis. See how he goes this season. A little bit injury prone. But, I mean, he made 19 appearances for last season, scoring 11 goals in the league. But then you look at his actual stats at the bottom. Scored 17 goals for us, which is pretty decent. He's got 6 in the cup. So he's pretty much one of the star men in the cup. So yeah, he was a decent acquisition, I think, in the end, which I was quite happy with. Not looking to make any more signs this season, as you can potentially see that the budget is 0. But hopefully, if we are able to shift a few players on high wages, i.e., I think Nani's the main one I'm trying to get rid of at the moment. But he's currently, and as you can see, 100k a week for a 31-year-old winger who really isn't going to play that much, is not going to buy it. And also, he is a player I'm not a massive fan of. Just never really sort of liked him too much at United. Didn't think he really did what he should have potentially was, the backing he got from the club and such. And didn't really show what he could really do, I thought. I mean, the only annoying thing is obviously he provided that cross for Rudy's overhead kick, which obviously gets shown every year. So unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see the last of him. But what can you do, eh? So there's a quick brief of what happened last season and obviously what the squad is going forward this season. So what we actually have coming up is our second leg against Barca. Oh no, sorry. Second leg's not even played yet. Our first leg in the Super Cup against Barcelona. But obviously we'll start that in the next episode because I don't want to make it too long in the first episode. I just want to get sort of a feel for it. I mean, obviously this is going to be a learning curve for myself. Like I said, I have got other stuff going on. I've got potentially maybe a FIFA career mode coming out as well. I'm currently in my 3rd season, halfway through that at the moment. So maybe that might be something I'll pick up as well and just throw onto the channel and just go on from there. Again, unless there's someone that I potentially want to play with, we could look into doing that as well. And then obviously there's other games out as well that I'm quite keen to do a bit of footage for. But as for now, have a good day, guys.